yeah, I'm having to apply a lot. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia, and this is That's So Letitia. And to all of my new viewers, supporters, subscribers, welcome, guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy the content. And to all of my returning viewers, supporters, and subscribers, welcome back, guys. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. Without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So guys, we're going to do our makeup per usual. And while we do our makeup, we're just gonna have a little chit chat session. I hope you guys are down for that. And to begin, we're going to start off with our primer. Primer is by One Size Beauty. This is the Secure the Sweat Primer. And to color correct, I'm going to use first by Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Color Corrector in shade Papaya. And now I'm just going to blend it in. And this is a brush by the Makeup Shack. This is a T29 brush. I love this brush because of how it's angled. It is great for applying like concealer and getting into some of those tight areas. And to set the color corrector, I will be using, this is the finishing powder by Charlotte Tilbury. This is like my little sample size that I've had for quite some time. So I figured let's finally put it to use. This one is in shade number 4, and I'm just going to apply it using a powder puff by Amazon. Also, if you have oily or combination skin, this is a great hack. It also serves to help absorb some of the oil that you may deal with after you apply like your complexion products. This will help to kind of absorb some of that, just so you don't have so much oil to shine throughout the duration of time that you're wearing your makeup. And speaking of complexion product, I'm going to use by One Size Beauty. This is the Turn Up the Base Full Beat Full Coverage Foundation in shade Dark Deep 25N or 25 Neutral. And I will be applying it using a e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. And as I do, just pop open my mirror and let's chat. So how are we doing? How is everyone's new year coming along? Has there been any changes that you've made? Any goals that we've set? You know, in January, it seems like every year this is the topic of discussion, like how are we doing? How is the new year? Are there any changes that we have implemented? Any new habits that we're forming? Healthy habits, I hope. Yeah, how's the new year treating you? For me, I have been quiet thus far. And that's not necessarily saying a lot. I am an introvert, but you know, I come on here and I talk to you guys, but yeah, I've been quiet. I've been just doing like a lot of thinking and a lot of writing, a lot of note taking, a lot of observing. That's pretty much what I've been doing thus far in the month of January. And just, you know, kind of taking inventory of different things. For me, January always hits different because I'm coming off of my birthday. You know, my birthday is 2 weeks before New Year's, and I don't know about you guys, but for me around my birthday, that's like time for self-reflection. That's time for self-evaluations. So it's like what I didn't necessarily accomplish or do in that year, I'm just kind of going over the whys, you know, the whys, the hows, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. So come January, I'm still more or less in that mindset, but now it's intensified because, you know, it's the new year and you want to smash those goals that you had from the prior year or the previous year. You want to make sure that you achieve them in the new year. So yeah, I got my organizer, my planner that I mentioned in one of my previous videos, and I am so in love with her. Let me actually show you guys. So this is my planner. This is a Erin Condren Life Planner for those of you out there who are either interested or you're into planners. If you know, you know. This is like the creme de la creme of paper planning. And I used to be super heavy into planning like back in the day, and I got away from it. I started using my phone, and yeah, so now she's back, and I even like decorated. So I'm super excited because when I have it written down in front of me, it helps to keep me on task with things, and I just feel like it's going to help me be a little bit more productive this year. Super excited about that planner. We're going to go in and add our concealers. The first concealer I'm going to add, this is by Too Faced Born This Way. This is the multi-use sculpting concealer in shade Chestnut. And as I stated, you know, being quiet, doing or taking self-inventory, but also trying to be very mindful to not, you know, be so critical. Like, that's what I don't want to bring into this new year. It's just being so hypercritical, right? Like making room for not necessarily errors, but making room for growth. And sometimes growth comes out of not necessarily reaching your goal, but learning from things that may have happened along the way. So just kind of learning to give grace, you know, grace and patience. Definitely patience. And now to blend out the concealer, I'm going to use by Real Technique. This is a blending brush of sorts. So now that the concealer is blended out, I'm going to apply, this is by e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is the Bronze and Contour Camo Liquid, and this is in, I swear, every time I try to see what number this is, it does not work out that way because the sticker is gone. But in any event, I'm going to apply this as my liquid bronzer to forehead. And then we're going to use it to contour. So as I stated, month of January thus far, I've been very quiet, just very intentional with myself about my thoughts and about the, I guess, expectations that I am setting for myself moving forward for, you know, the new year. I know I said in like previous videos that, you know, like I'm not one that really do resolutions, but when you kind of break it down and you look at, well, if I have a goal or if I'm writing it down, and resolutions, you're just using a different term for it. Resolutions, it's all the same. Tomato, tomato. What is it that you hope to accomplish this year that you didn't accomplish last year? Well, resolution. It's a resolution. So, yeah, I guess you could say I'm on the resolution train for this year. And, you know, just, I mean, I don't know. It's one thing to just kind of, you know, free fall and just kind of let the chips fall where they may. Which, if we're going to be extremely honest, in anything that we do, like, we don't have the ultimate say. God does, you know? We can bring our desires, we can bring our plans to the altar, but it's all in God's timing, along with our discipline that we may have that will help bring those things to fruition. So for me, this year, real heavy on discipline. And now I'm going to apply some blush. I'm going to apply the liquid blush before we do any sort of setting powders. The blush I'm going to use, this is the newest one by Huda Beauty. This is Ube Cream or Birthday Cake. Now, when I went into Sephora, and this is what it looks like, I went to the Huda Beauty display, and they were pretty much sold out of the powders. They had one left. And in person, it was so cute. It was so cute. But it was something, I don't know. The powder was lacking a little bit. Like, the undertone was a little bit too white for me, right? It wasn't like neutral. It was white. So when I tested the liquid blush, I'm like, okay, I can work with this, because this, if I need to tone it down, if I need to warm it up, I can use various powders, but the powder itself, I just wasn't feeling it. Plus, I own so many Huda Beauty powders, I didn't grab it. So we'll see how the actual liquid blush works. Start small, because as I was applying it to my cheek, I felt like it was drying down a bit. See? Okay, we're going back in. Like, I want it to be singing, you know? Yeah, it has like a white base to it. But I have something to go on top. And what does it say? Lightweight, melt on skin, soft focus finish. All right. And like, what is with this little applicator? This applicator is stingy. Strawberry cream, that one was gorgeous. And I personally prefer that shade over the Ube cream, but I went with this one instead. I'm not gonna hold y'all, but I'm thinking this one is gonna go back. I'm just saying, like, you can't win them all. No shade. I love Huda Beauty, but this for me, it's not giving. Let me apply it here where there is no additional product. And let's just see. Yeah. Yep. It's yeah. Nope. Nope and nope. But I have something to go on top of it for the sake of this video, so we're just gonna keep it moving. Now to set everything, this is the Easy Bake and Snatched Cherry Blossom Cake pressed powder. I'm going to apply this one first, and I'm going to use a triangle sponge. This is for my under eye area that is adjacent to the blush. Just trying to give it the best possible chance of showing up, but like I said, that one's going back. Like, I'm not in the business of holding on to product that I cannot use, and I can't use that. Yeah. Also by Huda Beauty, this is Cinnamon Bun. This is the loose Easy Bake setting powder. And I will be using a semi-damp beauty sponge for this. Ask me what I'm doing, I'm just trying to right my wrongs, because that blush, no thank you. And you know what? I'm not even mad at her. I mean, everything isn't meant for everybody. And I have so many other amazing products from Huda Beauty that I can't even afford to be the slight bit upset about this one. I mean, I tried it in the store and it honestly was not giving in the store. And of course, I'm always fussing about the lighting in Sephora. So I said to myself, maybe it's the lighting, right? Like maybe I'll get this home and it'll make a little bit more sense, but no, it just didn't. So it is what it is. Like, what can you do, right? Other than return it and potentially get the other one that I was eyeing that was just so pretty. That one actually showed up on my complexion. So yeah, I call it a win. I will still be able to, you know, take this one back and get a shade that actually makes sense for my complexion. And now I'm going to take also by Huda Beauty. We're going to use a few powders. This is by Huda Beauty. This is a loose Easy Bake setting powder in Peach Pie, and I'm going to set my chin as well as my forehead. I had to use the Cinnamon Bun under my eyes because the blush along with the Cherry Blossom, it was that was just not the combination I was hoping for. And now I'm going to take, this is by One Size Cosmetics. This is the Ultimate Blurring Setting Powder in shade Dark Deep. I'm going to set my entire face using a very light dusting of this one. And to apply it, I'm going to use a e.l.f. pointed powder brush. And now for bronzer, this is by NYX Cosmetics. This is the Buttermelt bronzer in shade Do Butta. And I will be applying it using a Sephora Pro Bronzing Brush number 80. So moving away from all of the powders, I'm going to now move on to my eye look. Now, I always, as I'm setting or blending in the concealers, I do take the brush and kind of drag it to my entire lid that is filled with concealer, and that way I kind of set the tone for our eyeshadow. So without applying any product to this powder puff or powder sponge, I'm just going to mattify my lids so that the concealer that was on them that kind of had them all shiny is no longer shiny. Now for my shadow, this is a 6-pan palette by MAC Cosmetics. This one is Connect in Color, Embedded in Burgundy. And this is what it looks like. This palette here. I'm going to use this shade here as a transition shade, applying it using my Morphe M504 brush. Let's use this shade here. This one is called Mega Mocha. This brown matte shade, keeping with the same brush. That is cute. And I was looking for a 6-pan palette by MAC. It was one that they brought out during the whole leaked nudes campaign. Just like all of the other products that MAC just brought out, they didn't have it. This was the closest that I could get. This was what I could justify buying. And now going in with a clean brush. I'm gonna use a flat brush for this. This is a Makeup Shack T37. I am going to take this shade here. This one is called Naked Lunch. This one here. And that just shows how bomb MAC is. It's giving the illusion as if I cut my crease, and I didn't. And now what I'm doing, using what was once a clean Morphe M441, and I just kind of blend it out a little bit more. And now I'm going to take this shimmer shade here and pop that into my inner tear duct using a Morphe M222. Now using a black eyeliner, just going to line my water on it. And right below that, I'm going to take some of the dark brown shadow and I'm going to mix it with this one here, applying it using a Eco Tools. This is a blend brush. All right, and for our blush, I'm going to try and apply on top of the Ube cream. This is by Nars. This is the All That Glitters Light Reflecting Cheek Palette. This is the shade I'm going to attempt to put on top of that. It's in the same color family. This one has a bit of shimmer, not necessarily what I was hoping for my blush. Moving on to lips, I'm first going to apply a very timeless and iconic, you hear me? Lip liner by MAC Cosmetics. This is in the shade Chestnut. Now I know for their nude collection, they brought this, I don't want to necessarily say brought it back out because I don't think this one was ever discontinued, but now they've put new life into it, like they have more focus placed back onto this lip liner where it should be and where it should always stay. This is the ultimate brown girl friendly lip liner. I don't care if you're putting on MAC Chestnut lip liner and MAC liquid clear lip gloss, like this lip liner will always be a vibe. Whether you're wearing Ruby Woo or Candy Yummy Yummy, like this is the ultimate liner for brown girls. So let me get back to what it was I was doing, but I just felt the need to just let y'all know that MAC Chestnut will always and forever be that girl. Like, just will. And to fill it in, I'm going to use by MAC. This is from the Maximal Silky Matte Lipstick line. The only one they had in stock at my local Ulta. MAC, do better. You guys sent them the displays, but little to no stock. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. But anywho, this is in the shade Iconic Photo. This one is classified as a golden brown. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Off camera, I applied some lashes. These are Full Volume by Sephora, still letting them dry. But yeah, so this is the finished look. And just a few things. The Ube Cream Liquid Blush. I love Huda Beauty. I understand that this is not supposed to be like a full-on high pigmented blush. It states it's a blush filter. This is a no for me. I applied it in store, thought it was the lighting, decided to give it a chance, bring it home. I applied it here at home. I applied it both on top of my complexion product as well as on a bare clean hand. The color payoff, honestly, it looked ashy. You could not tell that this was supposed to be a lilac purple toned blush. But other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so. And if you are a subscriber, make sure to hit the notification bell so that you are notified each and every time that there is a upload by me. As always, in the description box below, there will be a complete list of all products used to achieve this look. Guys, be well, stay safe, exercise self-care. It is not a privilege, but a necessity. Make sure to check on your strong friends after you check in with yourself. And until next time, we shall chat again soon.